Today we're talking about line graphs. Our objective is I can interpret data from line graphs. A line graph here. A line graph, our definition for a line graph is it shows change over time. And we use line graphs to show change over time and also show trend, what's happening over a period of time. So we look at kind of how a line graph is set up. It's very similar to our bar graph. We have our title on top. We have the y-axis and an x-axis. Generally, most of the time period is on the x-axis. We can't have it flip and have the lines, going up this way. But generally, you'll see on a line graph, you'll see the lines going from this side across with the time period being here on the x-axis, and on the y-axis, the numbers of height or the number of sales or whatever the graph is about to be on the y-axis. Let's look at some different examples of line graphs. Here we have temperatures in New York City. Once again, you can see the time period, and this one is days, the day. So day 1, day 2, day 3, maybe it's the first day of the month, we don't know that, it just says day. And then on the side, on the y-axis, we have degrees in Fahrenheit. So you can see that is what is being measured on the side there. If I want to look at this, I can then read it and look at day 4. What's the degree in Fahrenheit? Well, I go to 4 and I go up, and this one's easy because they put the actual number there. If they didn't have that 57 there, I'd have to kind of come over, follow this line over, and try to guess where it's at. You can see 40 is here, there's 60, this line in between would be where 50 is at. So this would be just above about 57. It's a little bit higher than half, or 55, a little higher than halfway, so probably 57, 58, and they marked it as 57. Line graphs are great for showing trends, what's happening over period, in this case, a period of days. What's happening with this temperature? Starting here, we follow the line, it's going up, it's coming back down a little, it's going up, a little flat, just a little up, going back up. You can see it's warming up. This is probably maybe in the spring. Temperature's increasing a little bit every day. We get another graph here. And this one, we have a lot more changing in. This is the scores on 10 basic math tests. Right? Here they have the time period or the different tests. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. You can see they would go in order. So that's our time period. It's not actually a time as in days or minutes or hours, but they go in sequential order. Test 1 would have been first, test 2 second, test 3, right? Kind of like maybe games. First game, second game. Here, if you look at the data, it's kind of, the pattern goes down, it goes up, 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 back down, right? And it goes up a little and down. Right? It kind of goes back and forth a little bit. So if you notice, on the side it doesn't give us a title over here. We're kind of left to guess here. It should really have a title over there to tell us what those are, right? Those are probably, the percents, right? The percent score, right? 10%, 50, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% on the test. So we can see on test 1, if we go up test 1, I got 60%. Test 2, we've been here at 40%. And we keep reading it. Which test did they do the best on? Well, we're going to look for the highest one, right there at 100%. That's on test 9. Which test did they worse on? Finding the lowest. That'd be down here. That 40%, that's test 2. All the other tests came somewhere in the beginning. Like I said, it shows a trend. Started off at 60, went down, did worse. Then they went up to do better than the first test, a little better. And they went down just a little bit, back up 20 points, back down a lot, 30 points. Must have had a bad day there. And then they worked their way back up, 20 points, up another 20, down 10. So they're kind of moving up. Most of their information here, we want to see where most of their scores are. You see most of their lines are up here in this 70 to 100%. And we had 3 numbers below that 70. And most of the time, scoring between 70 and 100. We can also have, like we had double bar, we have double line graphs. So here's a double line graph. Visit to 2 new music sites on the web. And once again, like a double bar, you have to have a key of some sort, you have a double line. So you can see here, they got the music choice is in blue, the pop parade is in red, the 2 names of the websites. We have our time period of days, day 1, day 2, day 3. And over here, if you notice, it's comma 000. That's telling us it's in the thousands, right? So this 20 here is 20,000. That 20 is 20,000. 40 is 40,000. You put the 40 in front of the comma 00s. So we can look at the trends here. Obviously, music choice started off a lot lower than the pop parade. Okay. How many people visit the site every day? Pop parade started off really hot, and then pop parade, I'll grab my red here. Pop parade started off hot, and then it went down. And it started going down here a lot. Okay. The music choice, it kind of stayed low. A little spike, it's staying low, and then it spiked up low. So something happened to make it spike up real quick. The pop choice started up, went down low, and then it had another shoot up, back down, and up again. So it had 3 high spots, 2 low spots. Music choice kind of stayed low, and then had 1 peak. A lot of times we use line graphs to help predict what's going to happen in the future. Here it says Mary recorded the number of miles she walked in 60 minutes, as shown in the graph. So you can see the line here showing 60 minutes. Okay, in 60 minutes, she walked 3 miles. And you kind of see the progress that she walked. How many minutes and how many miles. It says the next day, Mary walked 400 minutes at the same speed. She walked faster or slower, she walked the same speed. How many miles did she walk the next day? I want to try to extend this line. I want to keep the same speed. So I'm going to take this line and I want to try to extend it. If you notice, it's over 2, up 1. So as I draw this line, I want to go over 2, up 1. Over 2, up 1. You kind of see what I'm saying. Here it goes. Over 2, up 1. Over 2, up 1. Over 2, up 1. You kind of see that pattern existing here. My blue lines. So now that I have a line drawn, I can look for 100 minutes, which would be right there. Take it over to the side, and that'll be at 5 miles. So Mary would walk 5 miles in 100 minutes. On to your questions. You'll answer these online, like in the past. I have a graph up here. Questions. You'll answer these off to the right on the page or on a sheet of paper. You're watching the DVD. Question number 1. In which month was Peter's weight 55 kilograms? A, September, B, October, C, November, D, December. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video and we'll move on to the next question. Question 2. How much was Peter's weight in August? A, 64 kilograms, B, 65 kilograms, C, 63 kilograms, D, 60 kilograms. And the last question. What is the trend in Peter's weight from July to December? A, an increase, then decrease in weight. B, an increase in weight. C, a decrease, then an increase in weight. D, a decrease in weight. If you're not sure, decrease means going down, increase means going up. We will talk about line graphs briefly tomorrow in class. If you have any questions, you may ask them then.